Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're back with another market analysis. This is week 31 of the year. I figured we'd start labeling them by weeks because it's all going to start just getting all mixed together. You're not going to be able to find what happened in what week. So yeah, this is week 31, uh, July 28th on Monday till Sunday, August 3rd, which is today. So we'll move on from there. I just feel like it's a little more organized that way. But let's get it started. So we're going to be starting with, of course, Black Bolt and White Flare, as always, from the latest set going back. And Black Bolt, just like a week before, it was trending downward a little more, but at least it looks like people saw this low and started buying it. They actually started buying Black Bolt. I think a lot of this really has to do with the Seismitoad. I don't really see it in that card, but you know, people are pushing the Shinji Kanda thing, and they're pushing the thing where they think that the card has something on it that's going to make it get banned. I don't think it's going to get banned. I don't think it resembles the numbers 666 like they think it does. I think it's just part of the drawing and the style of drawing that Shinji Kanda does all the time. But the set overall, with Zekrom being a little bit favored over Reshiram and the Seismitoad, like I said before, is really what's going to be holding the value of this box over the White Flare box by not so much, but by a little bit. It was a few dollars lower. It was actually in the 70s a few days ago. It had dropped right below $80. It came right back up. Once again, people saw that low and just started taking it. They started buying. I don't blame them. We haven't had much product available on the market at this price point. This is the most affordable product we've seen in some time, and it's surprising, but not surprising at the same time, just because it's Gen 5 and not everybody really loves Gen 5. People don't love Gen 5 like that. Yeah, there is a crowd that does like Gen 5, but not everyone. Now, there is one thing that seems to be like the shining light for Black and White for this week, and that's the Victini illustration collection box, which, if you look at retail prices, it was retailing for about $26. It's already being resold for $40 and above. $40 and above for the box with 4 packs, 2 Black Bolt, 2 White Flare. But it's really this Victini illustration. Kind of reminds me of the Greninja and the Kingdra from Try to Fable. Of course, it isn't exactly that. I think the Kingdra is much nicer than this card. I guess the Greninja kind of is in competition with this one in my opinion. But this could have been a play you made. You could have bought 20 of these things on Walmart or however it was. If I remember correctly, I think you could have bought 12 at once of any product when they had Black Bolt and White Flare. So you could have bought 12 of these, 20 of these, if you had more than one account maybe, and been selling them at $40, maybe holding it for a little longer and selling it for $50 later on. This could have been a play for the short term. I don't know how well it would do in the long term. I know that Victini has a decent fan base behind it, but that's just something I wanted to point out. A play that could have been made right now. This box just came out on the 1st. It was just officially released on the 1st, and I couldn't find this box anywhere. So honestly, I only went to one card store. I didn't feel like going to a Target or anywhere else like that to look for it. I gave up. I literally went straight on to TCG Player and bought me 5 copies of this illustration. I'm not going to go ahead and try to fight people for these boxes. It's not happening. I already didn't take advantage of it when I could have at Walmart. I left it alone. I sleep easy. I'm not going to be killing myself. But here we are with Destined Rivals, the talk of the town. Not just this week, but every week since release. This box has been non-stop getting talked about. It's blowing everything out of the water. It's doing exactly what everyone thought it wouldn't do. It's definitely above $300. This $300 price point is getting accepted by everyone in the market. If you look at the most recent sales, they're all at $300 or higher. They just look, you can't even get to 300 anymore. Was just from what's been bought this weekend, from Friday till today. And that's, of course, I could load more sales, but there's no need. Clearly, this tells you the market is accepting it at this price. It's non-stop selling. People really believe this set. They're really backing it. It's not letting up at all. Now, eBay, you can find some sales. Shipping is crazy right here, plus tax. You pretty much market. 315 basically market. I think that was $2 below. I think market's 318 right now. 320, 360 with $48 shipping with tax on top of this right here. Yeah, this is what it is, guys. This is exactly what it is. When people believe in a set like this, it doesn't even matter. Like, they're gonna buy well above market. I'm really confused on this one though, because if it was like a super minty box where the wrapping on it looked perfect, I would understand it a little more. But the thing is that people just simply believe in this product so much that they're gonna sell. They're just gonna keep buying it at market, right above market, way above market. They don't care. It's just not stopping. And it's crazy because some of those singles have actually picked back up after they took that initial drop from release. So pretty crazy. Destined Rivals is just another beast, another one that's going to be there for a very long time. It's probably going to be, like I said before, the best booster box in the entire era. So keep that in mind. Journey Together, this is a non-enhanced booster box, and Journey Together is a set that everybody just denied, right? Everybody looked down on it. They talked badly about it. They called it a mid-tier set. And what's funny is that there has to be a mid-tier set. There can only be one top set. There's going to be a 1, there's going to be a 2, a 3, and so on and so forth. There's never going to be more than one box that's going to sell the most in the era. That's just what it is. There's going to be a specific like order for every set that comes out within an era, and Journey Together falling in the middle of the pack for me was never a problem. You know, I never doubted this set whatsoever, and I'm not going to doubt what it's going to do in 5 years. So people doubted it. We can see here that it's shot up to $248 at market price. $248 for the non-enhanced. This insane high was before, like, those were pre-orders. Those don't count. People were going crazy for this box pre-order. But if you look at what it's done just in the last month, 10% on the non-enhanced Journey Together box. It's basically gone up 10%. It's a 9%. All that doubt for what? All that doubt. This, like I said before, this box is better than Scarlet Violet base. It's better than Stellar Crown, better than Obsidian, better than Temporal, better than Paradox Rift. It's in the middle of the pack. I'm fine with that. You guys really needed to be fine with that if you guys were to make a move on Journey Together. Now, the non-enhanced box is moving a little bit slower. I mean, the enhanced is moving a little slower than the non-enhanced. Like I said, people, up until we get the first reprint for Journey Together, we don't know exactly what is going to happen between the non-enhanced and the enhanced. Once this reprint comes out, whenever it does, depending on which box it is when the other is going to take off. If the non-enhanced gets printed, the enhanced is just going to shoot through the roof. And the same thing vice versa. That one has already taken the charge because of certain areas receiving the non-enhanced and then some getting the enhanced and people just going on beliefs. Aside from that, whatever Pokemon decides to do is what's really going to impact this box. And if you actually look at the sales for the enhanced booster box, they are starting to sell above market. They're no longer at that $200 price point. They're selling at $220 or more. If we just take a look, it's $220 or more. There are a few random sales that look like they're at $208, but I promise you, if you would have looked at that sale whenever it was available, there was shipping there involved that was just hiding the price. It was probably like $208 with $15 shipping. It's a really typical thing we're seeing here on TCG Player. But yeah, guys, this box is going to climb. This box, there's nothing listed below $220. The lowest listed is this right here at $225, guys. The box is starting to rise, and it's going to continue. Now, if you look on eBay, you even see the non-enhanced for $230 below market, $205, some random deals here. So I think some of these people are actually confusing the non-enhanced with the enhanced. I've even seen YouTubers, like other guys, just mistakenly calling one the enhanced or one the non-enhanced, which I guess it could be an easy mistake. You're just missing that red symbol right here, and I guess right that's just enough to confuse it. But this is a non-enhanced for $235. This one right here is also non-enhanced, $195. This is an insane steal right here, actually. Insane steal. $215. I mean, $255. eBay's a little all over the place in comparison to TCG Player, but yeah, you can get some good deals on eBay. Like I said before, I would always shop eBay and Facebook before I go on TCG Player. I use TCG Player as just like a reference point, but aside from that, I always hop over to another market, another website, because like I said, TCG Player can get a little elevated at times, but people are buying. Even though TCG Player can be a bit elevated, they're still buying at that elevated price. People are still believing in these sets. Now, next, Prismatic. Prismatic is another one that's been getting talked about a lot. Why? Because Prismatic is Prismatic. People love it. A lot of people hate the cost of the box at the moment. It was clearly a lot more than this before. It was at like $140 for a good while. But we've had reprints at Costco. We had them recently a few days ago at Sam's Club. And even though it did drop a few dollars, I mean like $5, not even. Market's still 107. It was 109 a few days ago before that Sam's Club drop. It's still not dropping below $100. We're gonna have to see what happens in the next few weeks. I don't know. From what I saw, I think there was something like some kind of a post of like 4 million packs printed of Prismatic. I don't know if that was accurate or if it was just an exaggeration of some kind, but we're gonna have to see what happens in the next few weeks, see what really comes onto the market and how it affects the market. But also keep in mind, the people that are listing these products don't want to sell the products below this $100 mark. They're clearly trying to make money. They're not gonna give that opportunity no matter how much of the product they list on here. I don't see people like actually trying to sell it below 100. So we'll have to see what happens in the next few weeks and really analyze this set and just watch it. So we'll see then. Surging Sparks. Now, Surging Sparks had all this movement before within the last 3 months. It had, like I said, it was rumors. It was, like I said in the last video, this was all either actual reprints or reprint talks. Surging Sparks like really reacted to rumors, which is insane. But in the last month, it's really kind of stabilized. You kind of ignore this. The fact that it only rose 2 to 3% kind of tells you that it's kind of stagnating. You can actually just draw a line right across this like any other chart. If you're used to like maybe even if you've done forex trading, you can actually draw a line across a chart and see your median or your average, and it really hasn't done much. It's staying right there. It's kind of been accepted at the $240 price range. So people are definitely just keeping it right there. They're not. This is, like I said this before, this is going to be one of the best boxes in the era. It's going to be top 3. It's going to be Destined, Surging Sparks, and Twilight Masquerade. So moving forward, this is box, unless it gets printed like heavily, this box is not going to drop so much. Oh yeah, keep that in mind moving forward. Yeah, that's just how it's going to be. Stellar Crown. This one, I don't even understand why it's even at this price right now. This box, along with Paradox Rift, should be at that $210 price range, like right there with Scarlet Violet base. These should be in the same spot. Like Obsidian Flames should be there as well. Once again, this box is just being pushed by 2 IRs, Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and they're really easy to pull. We pulled both over here, and one was pulled from an ETB and the other was pulled from a single pack that came with a binder. That's like not even an exaggeration of any kind. It's exactly what happened. They're really easy to pull. I don't see the SIRs really holding it up. People aren't really appreciating the Terapagos. The dash button is like $20. I don't see it in this box. I think it's more of a riskier play to go in on Stellar Crown, but to each his own. Some people do believe in this set. The set has been on a slight rise in the last month, up 3.5%. Not bad. I mean, for a lower tier box to at least be creeping up. I mean, it is a hype period, so you can expect everything to be moving up a little bit, sometimes a little down. So we'll just have to see in the long term what that really does. But moving on to Twilight Masquerade, the set that was, or the box that was for a good while a straight up freight train, just moving upward, finally found that high a few weeks ago. and has now stagnated to $275. I mean, recent sale $280, right? These are just great sets. $280, basically $270, $280, $267, $265, $265, somewhere close, kind of close to that market price. A few of them $10 below, but I don't see this box getting any cheaper either. They're just not reprinting. Like, you hear news about things getting reprinted, but they're not booster boxes, which is the craziest thing. The booster boxes just aren't getting reprinted. A few weeks ago we had, or a week ago we had, the Paldea Evolved rumor from Pokenotify, which was like false advertisement. They had this whole image drawn up with a booster box, ETBs, and the only thing that was only confirmed was sleeve packs, which is kind of sad to be putting out that kind of information. That wasn't legit whatsoever, and I know some people panic sold it, that's for sure. Some people just went off the image and just did it. They didn't even question it, which is not responsible. It's not the right thing to do. But moving forward, Temporal Forces now. The Temporal Forces booster box is at $230. It's a little bit of an underwhelming box. I believe it to be better than Paradox Rift and better than Stellar Crown, but that's just me. Some people complain that, you know, they don't think people are going to be liking the futuristic Pokemon too much, but the art in that set is much nicer than Stellar Crown or Paradox Rift. As a matter of fact, just the fact that the SIRs are actually the things holding the box up make a difference. You don't have an IR like the Groudon or an IR like Squirtle and Bulbasaur trying to hold this set up. That Raging Bolt has been #1 from the start. And that's not changing. All those other, the Walking Wake, the Gouging Fire, they're all up there in the top of the set. So this set, it's a very, very deep set actually, and I think it's a little underrated in my opinion. I'm not going to say undervalued because that's not the term I use ever. We got boxes like 3 times MSRP, 4 times MSRP, and people claim that it's undervalued. I don't think anything is undervalued in this market. I think that some things are underrated maybe in comparison to others, but that's about it. I think this box right here is better than Obsidian, better than Stellar, and better than Paradox Rift, and of course better than Base. So that's just my opinion, at least for Temporal Forces. Next will be the Paldean Fates Elite Trainer box. Now, one of the few things that have been getting talked about and the few things that are moving, because those are lower tier boxes, even the booster boxes, they're not doing much. They're not getting talked about as much. Stellar's not getting talked about. Temporal doesn't get talked about. Paradox Rift doesn't get talked about. Base doesn't get talked about. All the lower tier boxes don't get talked about. Even Journey Together is getting talked about because people are actually realizing the way the market's moving with that box. But Paldean Fates is one of those that's just nonstop. Like, this is because this set's just amazing, right? We know this set's just amazing. The Elite Trainer box has now creeped over $200, and people are buying. People are buying at that $200 price point. They don't want to miss out. Look, this just rose. $217, $217, $217, $217, $215. Guys, $217, $204. Like, yeah. This thing is not slowing down. It's not stopping at $205. This is the lowest listed right now. If you look at the next listings here, guys, we're what, 3 listings away from that $220 price point. 3 listings away, and all you have left after that, that's it. It's $220 or higher. This set is just going to keep rising. Once again, Bubble Mew, like I said in the video earlier this week when I was ranking the products for Paldean Fates, Bubble Mew, one of the most iconic in the Scarlet and Violet era, if not the most iconic, and probably going to be the most beloved card in the era. So don't sleep on that. That's just a great product to have. Paradox Rift, once again, one of the lower tier boxes, like I was saying before, still sitting at that $210 price point and market. Some people maybe, I've seen some people say that they have some belief in this set, but once again, when the SIRs aren't getting valued, right, and the IRs are the things holding up the box, this is what you're left with. This is what you're left with. Even though you do see a sale here of, what is that, $220? $220. One sale at $220, $215, $211, $215, $210. Yeah, and all that. Yeah, that's not much. 2 sales at 220. Everything else is at 210 or below, another 225. So out of like 30 sales here, or whatever it is, 20 sales, three are at 220, and the rest are basically at market. Yeah, this box isn't going to be doing much anytime soon, if we're really being honest. If you look at the last month, it's actually in the negative. It's in the red. This box is just not a great buy, in my opinion, unless you had this thing at MSRP or below. It's just going to be like that for a good while. This, if you're buying it now, it absolutely has to be a long-term hold. If you're buying this now, you have to know you're not going to move this box for at least like 4 years. It has to be that. Up until this thing is nowhere around, it's where it's really going to start taking off and hold a nice value. It's still going to be behind everything else. It's going to still move a lot slower. It just is. That's just a reality of this box. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy into that box. 151 once again. I mean, why doubt this set? I mean, I know there's people out there who have believed that this Elite Trainer box wasn't going to keep climbing. People keep trying to set a ceiling to these products in their minds, and you can't do that with this. You really can't. You know, all you can, if anything, just keep being surprised. You know, keep being astounded with what these things are doing. $289 market. If we look at the most recent sales, let's see where we're at, because that market price isn't always showing what's really happening. Yeah, the most recently sold, I guess somebody listed it at 270 and it was bought up clearly right away. 285, 260, but then before that, just a few days ago on Friday, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300, 282, 300, 300, 300, 300, 300. Guys, this ETB is not going to be below $300 for long. It is not. This is, forget it, guys. The lowest listed is $300. I didn't even see the shipping. That's $290 plus $10 shipping. That's $300 plus tax. It's over. This box is no longer going to be below $300. It's just not going to happen. A week ago, it was at like $276, I think it was, when I did the other video, the other market analysis, and I think I saw it for $276. And I think I might have even shown some listings of like $260, some at even $220 when I was showing the 151 products and I was ranking them from which were the ones that I thought were most investable. But yeah, now we're beyond that, and this is just within a few days. I think I put that video on like Wednesday, Sunday. 4 days later, it's already risen over $25. Yeah, that's insane. But then again, it's 151. You know, don't doubt this set. This is the set. Now, Obsidian Flames. This set is one that I really don't believe in, honestly. This is another lower tier set that's just getting pumped. I would say because people believe in just the Charizard hype. It's not an amazing Charizard, guys. It's not. It's like, when it comes to SIRs, it's definitely not even one of the better made ones. It's really easy to pull. So I don't know. It was coming down to earth right here where it belongs, and I think people saw this price point and started buying up a little more. But it's also what's available. It's also what people are listing it for. Like you see here, the listings here are at 240, 235, 250. Yeah, this is the reason why. If people keep buying, it's going to keep rising because that's what's available. I'm pretty sure if I look on eBay and even Facebook, I'll find much better buys, but this is not something I'm going to go into at 240. I just don't believe in this box. I don't believe in this box whatsoever. But that's where we're at. In the last month, it's actually also in the red, just like Stellar Crown. It's in the red. I mean, it's just because it's a lower tier box. You know, people try to believe in it because of Charizard. I get it. I get the thought there where in the future people are gonna maybe want a Charizard or two, but this Charizard itself, what is it at? Like, it's got to be at like somewhere like $50 to $60 market still. It's like, that is one of the lower valued SIRs. I think that is the lowest valued SIR when it comes to the top chase in a set. I don't think there's another. I'm sorry, Stellar Crown. The other box that I don't think is any good, or at least not as good as the others. These two sets have cards leading the charge like the $50 to $60 price point. I said something about Temporal Forces, and that Raging Bolt for a long time was at $100 or even more. I don't even know what it's at right now, I don't know exactly what it's at right now, but I'm willing to bet. I'm not even gonna go look it up. I'm very willing to bet that the Raging Bolt is higher than the Charizard and the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. So yeah, that's the reason why I say what I say with these boxes. It's not for no reason, that's for sure. Next, Paldea Evolved. Now, Paldea Evolved, of course, we've seen what it's done. It hit that high of like $370, which is insane. And it seemed like it started to plateau, came down to 245, which is not bad. It's what you expect when something just shoots up this high, just like Twilight Masquerade did. It shoots up really high and then it comes out and it flattens, right? But then you look at the most recently sold, and now we're creeping back above the current market price. This is a $360 box sold, $360 as well, $355, $347, $356, $360, $345. We're at market or higher in the last 10 sales. At market or higher, and some of them before that are lower, but then you keep going further back and some are still higher than at market or higher. This box may just rise up again. Honestly, it's unexpected. You know, it hits the high and it starts dropping, but you never know with this market. Once again, it looks like this box may start taking off again. People are buying above market price. Once again, it's what's listed. What do we have here? Wow. If people keep buying on TCG Player, this TCG Player market price is going to increase dramatically. We have 3 boxes. What is it? 3 or 2 boxes listed right at market. Not one. No, the next box is just 1 box. Every other box. Oh, wow. Those are huge jumps. 370. Yeah. Yeah, if people keep buying on TCG Player, that TCG Player market price is about to take a huge leap forward, like we haven't seen, like just as a rebound. Oh my god. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if people buy. We'll have to see if these prices stay the same. We'll really have to see. Now, last but not least, or maybe least, is the Scarlet, Violet, and Base booster box. Last week, people were definitely FOMOing. They were FOMOing into this box. They were FOMOing it. It hit 220 market, and it dropped instantly, guys. Instantly dropped. Look at that, 217. 217 is where I did that other video at, the other market analysis video, and we're back down to 210. $210. Most recent sale 230. People do FOMO sometimes. They do it. 215, 209, 204, 215. Yeah, this is market. It's selling exactly where it should be. That one sale at 230, I don't know why. I don't understand this sometimes. You know market is this, and you know it's the price point. The price point. Sorry, the price point that the box deserves. But you're still willing to go above that. That's it. It's just FOMOing. Just exactly what the fear of missing out is. But yeah, we'll have to see what else this box does. This is not a bad trajectory though for this box. It is just rising slowly. If you zoom out, it should look like this, just more. Yeah, exactly what I just said. It's just what it's doing. It's a nice gradual growth. This looks much more organic than most of the boxes on here. So keep that in mind as well. These boxes do grow organically over time. They will grow slowly. Of course, these are once again the lower tier boxes. Your base, your Stellar Crown, your Obsidian, your Paradox Rift, your Temporal. Even though some of them can get categorized into or ranked differently, those are still the lower tier ones that are just going to have that nice gradual growth. They shouldn't, unless manipulated in some kind of way, have that big spike. But yeah, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys found some value in this video. I'll be back again next week on Sunday for the next week's market analysis. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the Sword and Shield and looking at whatever's moving in there. So I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Peace.